What's really working is India is very unique, and India is the fastest in terms of the other Eurasian markets for us. Maximum growth is happening in tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Welcome to Safari India's exclusive interview with Rahool Macarius, Market MD, Eurasia, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. Welcome, Rahool, to the show.
Thank you very much, Joyita.
Wyndham plans to expand its India portfolio by 25%. What's fueling this growth, and how do you align with broader Eurasia strategy?
So, India is the 5th largest import market for Wyndham globally. India has been doing great. We are 90 hotels as we speak, and we really sprinted towards these 90 hotels. We're going to be 100 very soon, probably this year, closing, or the first quarter next year. So the growth has been phenomenal for us. Majorly, we have grown from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. That's where we started, unlike the other chains which actually grew from metro cities. But now there's an immense amount of demand for us in major metros and capital cities.
Within EMA, with Eurasian markets are leading your expansion, and what makes them strategic today?
So in Eurasia, there's India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan. What's really working is India is very unique, and India is the fastest in terms of the other Eurasian markets for us. Maximum growth is happening in tier 2, tier 3 cities. Saying that, we're also gaining a lot of traction for Nepal now. We already have 2 hotels in Nepal. We have another 2 more in the pipeline. We've entered Bangladesh with our first hotel in Cox's Bazar. In Sri Lanka, we have 2 hotels, and there are a lot of conversations around. So there is great growth in terms of the Eurasia region, but India predominantly is, much ahead of the others in terms of growth for us.
How are you tailoring your brand mix across India versus the wider Eurasia region? Like you just mentioned right now, the hotels that you have in Nepal, in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. So are they all upscale, mid-scale, or they are segmented only to one sector only?
So what really has worked very well for us is that, we have not planted brands for the sake of planting a brand. We've been very conscious. We have, it's more about the market where we are entering, to get the brand at the right time in the right city and what actually people want. So we've been very conscious with that, and that has really helped us to grow our brands in India. So mid-scale and upper mid-scale are the 2 brands which have really done well for us over here. So Ramada, Encore by Ramada, and Wyndham Garden are the brands which are making a lot of traction and which have kind of led the growth story for us. Saying that, in the upper mid-scale, we are also launching our first Wyndham Grand in India, which is coming up in Udaipur. So now there is a lot of traction for Wyndham Grands as well.
So you've recently signed a deal with La Quinta and Registry Collection. So how do you think that this will move ahead, and which will have more local traction, the La Quinta brand or the other brand?
So La Quinta is a very fast-moving brand. We already have around 1,000 hotels in the US, mostly owned by the Patels in the US, about 40% of them. La Quinta is a brand which is known in the other parts of the world. It's a faster brand. It's a faster plug-and-play brand. So definitely La Quinta will lead and we'll get La Quinta in the right markets again, in the right cities, where we see potential of the market accepting it. Registries are going to be in more defined markets, more aligned markets. It's an upper upscale kind of brand for us. It's in a way lower luxury, but it's luxury. So that will be slower, and we also plan to get them with Signet.
And Wyndham's global pipeline reached around 2 lakh rooms by the end of 2024. What share comes from Eurasia, and how do you prioritize projects in such a diverse landscape?
So Eurasia plays a very, very important role in terms of the Wyndham's overall landscape. Our growth in terms of opening has been phenomenal. We have been leading in terms of opening. In the first 6 months, we've opened about 21 hotels. So from a growth standpoint, also India from a mid-market standpoint is a very matured market, and that's really kind of fueling our growth over here.
So what is your brand pipeline which you will be launching next in India? Like I remember you in one of your interviews saying 50 was then the number. So now has the number increased?
So the goalpost keeps changing every time. We have a great pipeline of 50 plus hotels. Saying that, I'm extremely proud to say that, we've actually sprinted, very close to the 100 number. We are almost 90 plus hotels in India today, operational, and the pipeline keeps changing. I might speak to you today with a 50 hotels pipeline. It could increase the next time you meet me. But yes, it's a very buoyant pipeline.
And from global portfolio lens, how is India's hotel performance influencing Wyndham's wider investment strategy across EMEA?
So as I said, Wyndham for India is one of the very important markets for Wyndham overall. It's the fifth largest market for Wyndham in the Wyndham portfolio. It's a market which is also very domestic. So from a Wyndham standpoint, we also say that it's a very strong outbound market. So if you talk about outbound business from India, which was close to about 19 billion, in 2024, we assume that, by 2030, it should be about plus 50 billion. So Wyndham plays a very important role there, and for all our brands, because this is the factory for producing business outside.
So what are brands you plan to launch in India other than what is already there? Like Ramada Encore is there, and you have La Quinta, that is on the pipeline. What other brands you plan to launch?
So we have 9 brands currently in play in India. We plan to get, we've also done a strategic partnership with Nile to get the Microtel hotels in India. We've done a partnership with Signet to get the La Quinta and the Registry collection. As in when we see that the market is ready to kind of accept more brands in the right places, we will get more brands in India.
And also, recently you've signed a deal with Saudi Arabia for the eco hotels that are there, Super 8, if I'm correct, right? So, do you have any plans to launch something there in the Indian diaspora as well? Because India is from budget to mid segment; it has both the ranges. So, do you have any plans for that as well to Indian segment?
So, market maturity, demand density are important aspects. How fast is the market ready for these kind of brands? Talking about Saudi Arabia has been really buoyant with luxury, but we also realize that there's a great appetite for them in terms of religious and business hotels. So that's how the Super 8 demand came into play. So Super 8 is something that we are looking really forward to kind of opening there, and we've already signed a 100 hotels deal in Saudi Arabia.
So no plans for India?
For Super 8?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. As I said about Super 8, Super 8 will come here. Super 8 has been knocking the door for a very long time. We will see that, which markets, which cities will it play the best, to ensure that, it's come at the right time, because our success has been on timing.
Thank you, Rahool, for sharing your views about Wyndham Hotels and Resorts and how is your expansion strategy going. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Joyita, for having me.